What's up, YouTube? Hey, it's Hitman23 coming at you from Southwest Florida. I am here tonight to do my favorite vintage cards for Mr. Topps85401. And let's get right to it. Tonight, I got my new backdrop. Is my smattering of Topps All-Star rookie cards. I think it's the greatest Topps subset ever. And that's just a preview. One day I'm going to do a full review on this binder, but I figured for vintage, it's a good night to have that as a backdrop. Let's get right to it. I'm going to go really kind of quick. I'm not going to go in any order of my favorites from 6 to 0 or from whatever. I'm going to start by year and go back. Actually, go forward. I'm going to start with 1954, and my first card, and by no means is these are my only favorites. I have tons of favorites, but these are some of the ones I chose, and that means something to me. So my first one is this 1954 New York Journal American Monte Irvin. These are tough to get. These are not easy cards to find. I got this years ago at a card store in, I believe, Brewster, New York, when I was living at the time, and I think I paid maybe $5 or $10 for this card. It was the best out of the whole lot. They had some better players, but I just thought this was a cool card. Just a little aside about Monte Irvin. He was Roberto Clemente's favorite player, and Roberto Clemente wore number 21 in honor of Monte Irvin. Monte Irvin is in the Hall of Fame, and he was an outfield mate of the Say Hey Kid, Willie Mays. Great player, and this is a really cool card. They did all three teams in New York at the time. They have one for the Yankees, they have some for the Dodgers, and they have some for the Giants. So all the big names are in it, but this is the one I have, and that's one of the cards. So secondly, I've got 1954 Topps Jackie Robinson. Love that card as well. It's a piece of American history right there. I got this card at a card show years and years ago in Virginia. I've lived all over the place, so I was in Virginia at the time in the mid-'80s. I was like maybe 14 years old. I think it was like 1984, maybe 85. And I used to go to shows with my neighbor's dad, who was a card dealer, and I got to go to some cool shows in and around the D.C. Metropolitan area. And there was a show in Northern Virginia at a hotel, and I went, and this guy was walking around selling cards out of his binder. And he'd asked me if I wanted to look through his binder, and I said, sure, let me look through your binder. And I just saw this card, and he's like, you want to buy that, and blah, blah, blah. And like, long story short, I got this card for $10 back in the day. Again, not really buying it because I thought it was going to be $1 million card. Really, back then, I wasn't didn't really matter to me too much. I just thought it was awesome to have a Jackie Robinson card. So this will go into the grave with me someday. 1954 Topps Jackie Robinson. And then we got, my next one means a lot to me. My mom got me this card years ago. I think she got me this when we were living in Pennsylvania. And my mom's no longer with us, so this card means a whole lot to me. This will be another one that goes to my grave with me. It's my only Mickey Mantle card of his playing days. I have some of his modern stuff, reprints or whatever, blah. But this is his only card that I have of him actually in his playing days. So that means a lot to me, that card right there. It's just a really cool looking card. And there goes Dave Cash. He's starting to fall asleep, so let's put him back a little bit. Yep. Come on, guys. Stay up there for me. Got a few more minutes. Just a few more minutes. And then next, I got my... let's see. My favorite card of all time. This is my favorite card of all time. I think I've done a video on this one before. I showed it in one of my other videos. The 1976 Topps Lou Brock. My favorite card of all time. I love this card, the way it looks. I love the fact that he's on base paths. I like the fact that there's two other players in it. They're playing in Pittsburgh. It looks like an old Three Rivers. It's just a badass card. Has a raw look to it. Just gritty. I love the way he's, goading the pitcher, and getting ready to take off to third base. The colors on this card pop. I love the All-Star Shield. There's just too many cool things about this card. It was a card I saw when I was a kid, and I knew I had to have it. And that card is just, I love that card. Again, my favorite all-time baseball card right there. So that is that. 1976 Topps Lou Brock. And then an honorable mention. Just got a little story behind these two as well. I love the the Hall of Famers and the rookies just as much as anybody else. But there's also some quirky stuff I like too. So these two, where they're so different, they're kind of similar in one way, kind of, sort of. So the first one is this 1971. It's a Brooks Robinson. Brooks Robinson commits robbery. It's a World Series card. Love that card. Out of one of my favorite all-time sets. And this, I think I've shown this one as well. 1979 Topps Ron Pruitt. So right there, we've got the beginning of the decade. We've got the end of the decade. We've got a Hall of Famer. And we've got a not-so Hall of Famer. So what I like about the contrast, or that dichotomy between these two cards is this card, obviously, Brooks Robinson is a tiny speck in the middle of that frame. And look at all that infield dirt around him. I just thought that looked so cool. And then this card, you got the dude, Ron Pruitt, in full catcher's gear, the eye black, the old soft cap. Just, that's a cool-ass card. And there is no background space hardly on this card. So you got probably the card with the most background space of all time and the card with the least amount of background space of all time kind of together here. So, I don't know, I just wanted to give those a shout out as an honorable mention. And again, just a thank you out to Topps85401 for doing this contest and just putting my 2 cents in there. I hope everybody has a great week. And like I say, may the cardboard god smile down upon us all. Take care, peace out, and I will see you guys soon. Remember, comment, like, and subscribe. Boom.